Welcome to the Spiritual Unity Radio Network, a station dedicated to the concept that all manifestations of the divine are equally valid. Join Reverend Terry Power HP, Robin McKean, and all the hosts for programming covering a wide range of spiritual topics, right here on Blog Talk Radio.
Enter the realm of living myth. Voice of Olympus, hosted by Hercules Invictus and Athena Victory, celebrates the mythic impulses of ancient Greece and Rome, and they invite you to celebrate with them. Welcome to Voice of Olympus.
Greetings, welcome to Voice of Olympus on the Spiritual Unity Radio Network. This is Hercules Invictus. I'm flying solo tonight, and I am greatly honored to have on Michael and Dianne Dunkin from the Urantia Book Society of Los Angeles, and to be chronicling the unfolding sixth revelation. Greetings, Michael and Dianne.
Greetings, Hercules. Thank you.
Greetings, Hercules. Great to be with you tonight.
Same here. I'm really excited about this. It is not every day that one gets to see a revelation unfold. So I feel greatly blessed, and I'm greatly honored to be able to share this with my listeners. Has there been anything new since the last time we spoke?
Well, yes. It seems like things are unfolding every day with this new revelation for us.
Fantastic.
Yes, it's quite an adventure, I must say, and we're putting all the puzzle pieces together in this preliminary stage here. We of course have found out, which we mentioned on your radio program, that the magisterial mission began in March, on March 20th, and we announced it on your show shortly thereafter. Now, the magisterial sun, as we have come to discover, is also known as Maitreya, and Maitreya is the one. Maitreya is the one for thousands of years in the Buddhist faith that has been anticipated as coming as the New World Teacher to take over for Shakyamuni Buddha, or the Gautama Buddha, and which in recent times has been shared. Some of the information about Maitreya's coming has been shared in this quote-unquote New Age, beginning with the Theosophists, the Blavatsky Theosophists, and then the Leadbeater Theosophists, Annie Besant, on down through Alice Bailey, and you have the I Am movement, which we talked a little bit about last time, with Guy Ballard, and then you have Elizabeth Clare Prophet, and you have Mark Prophet, and then down to Benjamin Cream, who was receiving messages daily from Maitreya.
Yes.
And we were sorry to hear about Benjamin Cream's passing in October of 2016, October 24th. We've since reached out a little bit to Share International. We've got a friend there that we're talking with, and we are talking to him a little bit about what we're finding out now about this Maitreya that has come, as described in the Urantia book as the magisterial son, a paradise son, on a magisterial mission. And we're finding out new things every day. Like in the Urantia book it says, and of course Benjamin Cream mentions, that he takes bodies, he takes physical bodies in the world, and he gets things moving in a worldly way He works in politics. He works socially. He works in many different areas, humanitarian, to effect change. Well, we're finding out now that he has taken a body in the Los Angeles area, that he has moved from London, as Benjamin Cream was describing. He was in the Asian community in a physical body in London, and is now, whether it's because of Benjamin Cream's passing, we're not sure, or the magisterial mission beginning, or what have you, but we're receiving information that Maitreya has relocated to the Los Angeles area, taken a Hispanic body, and will be working out of the Los Angeles area with his workers. He has Trinity Teacher Sons, also known as Teachers of Wisdom in the Share International group, archangels, Melchizedeks, and you'll find Melchizedeks in the, described in the Urantia book. And we're learning new things every day about what our role is, Dianne's and my role in this, and what we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to put the messages out, how we're supposed to, approach what Maitreya wants to do. And Dianne will tell you also.
I just wanted to mention that we have found out that he will be taking a physical job in the Los Angeles area, but the job position date has been delayed until June 1st. But at that time, we are assured that he will be in a physical job with the Trinity Sons, Teacher Sons. They are also taking physical bodies. There are 4 that are with him in that. Of course, there are archangels and Melchizedek, as Michael mentioned. But these 4 particularly will be working very close to him. And they will be all living in one residence in Orange County, working out of L.A. for the first 3 years. And that's what we have learned so far.
So this is the revelation that's unfolding, and it's just been recent, within the last couple months, that we've put some of these puzzle pieces together.
Well, really, I think since Benjamin Cream has passed away, because it's a gap now. He no longer is in the London area and in the Middle Eastern body. So this is a whole new ball game, and for all of us too, and for us particularly in America.
It's an exciting spiritual adventure, certainly, and one that we are fortunate to have unfolding in our lifetime, because Yes. We have also learned, too, we were putting out the 10-year plan from the Local Universe Father and Local Universe Mother, names from the Urantia book of these Paradise Sons, that this 10-year plan would also coincide with the mission that is happening to us, the magisterial mission, and also that this Paradise Son, Maitreya, he will be working with the world for the next 20 years. Now, that pretty much is, the length of time for him. The 10-year plan is with the Father and Mother, and then the magisterial mission will continue for that extra 10 years with the magisterial Son. But then after that 20-year period, it will be a total of 50 years. The next 10-year increments will be guided by the Teacher Trinity Sons and the Melchizedeks and the Archangels. Now,
so that is just what we've learned recently.
That is amazing. That is amazing that this happened recently, and I will be starting our new show. It'll be a spin-off from the Voice of Olympus. This one will be called The Pride of Olympus. That's a working title. And it will focus on the more cosmic aspects of spirituality and the path of ascension. So rather than trying to fit in whenever we can this unfolding saga, once the dates are set for the new show, I'd like to schedule it monthly. So you'll still be included here with our Interfaith Argonauts, and we'll still be focusing on your activities in the Voice of Olympus, but on the Pride of Olympus, you'll have a regular segment. In this way, this can unfold on a monthly basis. So that is something I'd be honored to work with you on. And this is very exciting. Let me let you know that coincidentally, and of course there are no coincidences, all of my old books about the Urantia book, about Benjamin Cream, about Alice Bailey, all these old books that I had in storage in different places, within the past week, they've all come back to me.
Wonderful.
A batch came today as well. So I have all the basic core material, and this will give me an excellent opportunity to reread it and refamiliarize myself with some of the concepts in there.
Well, that's wonderful. I hope you'll include some of Elizabeth and Mark Prophet's work. I have followed them since the 60s and certainly admire their work. Elizabeth passed away on October 15th, 2009, and so that was a great loss also. And she did Dictations of Maitreya.
Yes, I have an extensive library of Elizabeth and Mark's books as well. So all that background material. And I'm very excited about our joint project of using the theosophical language to bridge a lot of these different spiritualities that appear very different, but actually they're not. What differs is the vocabulary. So it's like the Tower of Babel in the Bible, where people couldn't understand each other. And I'm very excited to be part of that adventure as well.
Oh, wonderful. The parallels are wonderfully exciting.
Now, tonight, we're going to continue something that was started on the last episode you were on, but we ran out of time. So I'm really excited that we're getting a chance to revisit the topic. You have found parallels between the Urantia book and Greek mythology.
Exactly. And I wanted Michael to begin this, and then I will certainly come in with more additional information that I have found. But I think the parallels are just extraordinary, and Michael will begin on that.
Okay. Well, we, as you and I and Dianne have been doing, we've, one of our core studies is theosophy. And we know from theosophy that there is there's an eternal wisdom of the workings of the gods that manifests in different ages and with different languages and such. We have a preliminary study of how the Urantia book, revelation, knowledge, God wisdom that has come to the Western United States especially, in 1955, has a lot in common with the pantheon that Homer gave to us, during the rise or the re-rise of Hellenic civilization, and so Homer gives us a pantheon that dwells atop Mount Olympus in Macedonia. And it's a hierarchy that he gives us, and it's also known as a Greek family, where you have Zeus, the king of the gods and defender of human liberty, and you have Hera, his queen, who reigns as the patroness of women in marriage, and of course, they do more, of course, in the pantheon, while various celestial siblings and offspring have responsibilities for other sectors and influence the lives of human beings. Mm-hmm. And so what we find in the Urantia book, and that kind of gives a little bit of context for the Urantia book, what we find in the Urantia book is that there are many deities and celestial beings that are described, and some of them enumerated in the Urantia book, and they are portrayed as existing and functioning within a hierarchical system of deities, gods, and lesser gods, and you could even say families of celestial beings, in an evolutionary system that takes place on many levels of existence in the universe of universes. The Urantia book calls it the grand universe, or even, including higher levels, the master universe. And the Urantia book describes, and one of the main themes is, as humans ascend toward paradise from lowly creature origins, they will encounter a quote-unquote pantheon of God's celestial workers and helpers. And what we'd like to do tonight, one of our focuses, is to describe some of the key gods in the Urantia book and how they relate to some of the gods and goddesses in the Greek pantheon.
Wow. Okay, I invite you to do so. For our audience, this type of exposition is actually very old, and since the earliest antiquity, several systems have been presented by the Orphics and other groups on these cosmologies and how they unfold. So this is very appropriately a new revelation, so I'm looking forward to hearing the new system.
Okay. Well, with the Urantia book, in the Greek, in the Greek pantheon, we find that there are groups. There's a male and a female partnership in a lot of the functioning of the gods, a lot of the family of the gods, and the Urantia book is presented to the West kind of in patriarchal clothing. It came out in 1955, and it seems like the male is pretty heavily represented. But if you look in the Urantia book, you find that the main deities, they have a female counterpart. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there. In the Urantia book community, and when you read the Urantia book, it's mostly going to be the focus is the Universal Father, the Eternal Son, and the Infinite Spirit, which they call He, the Infinite Spirit He. But if you look a little closer, you find that the Universal Father, first person of deity in the Urantia book, has a female counterpart, Universal Mother. And the Universal Mother is mentioned in paper 117. And then the second person of Trinity in the Urantia book, Eternal Son, there is a female counterpart, we believe. It's not, explicitly described, but we believe that there's an Eternal Mother Son who is mentioned in paper 21. So the second person of Trinity, Eternal Son and Eternal Mother Son, are a male-female duo of gods. Then, the Infinite Spirit, there is in the Urantia book mentioned in a couple places, the Infinite Mother Spirit. So we have Infinite Spirit and Infinite Mother Spirit. And then we go a little bit further down the hierarchy to what we call the local universe, which is a local universe in the universe of universes is about 10 million inhabitable planets. And this local universe father, which we talk about a lot, the local universe father, has a local universe mother, and those two are in charge of a local universe, basically, administering, upholding, and the Urantia book even says they create local universes. So we first wanted to establish the male-female pair of gods to kind of parallel the Greeks.
And in the ancient Greek material, especially pre-Olympian, during the Titanic Age, which was the time of the Golden Age, the male-female pairings were more equal and more apparent than in the next Olympian generation. So it's very, very interesting. A lot of that age is coming back again through other New Age revelations. So it's very interesting to see how it's playing out here as well.
Very good. Yeah, we are really, really interested in the co-equal partnership of deity rulership, co-sovereignty, male and female. The yin, the yang. I mean, they both have equal space on the Tau symbol. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then So getting into a little bit more specifics here, going back to the first person of the Trinity, the Universal Father, and female counterpart, Universal Mother, here's where we see a parallel with the Greeks. We see the Universal Father as Uranus, and we see the Universal Mother as Gaia. And just to give you a little bit of background on the Universal Father and Universal Mother, the Universal Father, as I mentioned, is the first person of Trinity and is the most important deity in the Urantia book. He is the one that receives the most attention, and as far as the creation of all levels of existence, universes, and beings is concerned, he is the first and primal creator. The Universal Mother, the Universal Mother is mentioned in the Urantia book as being also the Supreme Being, or God the Supreme. And the Supreme, in a nutshell, is evolving deity on the finite level of existence. So everything that is existing and ascending toward God in the finite level of existence is within the Supreme Being. Okay? And the Universal Mother, or Supreme Being, is mentioned in the Urantia book as God the Supreme. And it's curious to note that we kind of found interesting is that the word Urantia, like Urantia book, and also they give the name of our world, Earth, or Gaia, as Urantia. It's interesting. It's interesting that Urantia is very similar to the word Uranus.
Yeah. Yes, it means in Greek, Uranos is the heavens, the sky, the firmament.
I see.
Yes, yes, of course.
So, so then going on, do you have any questions about that, or the?
No, I'm trying to absorb it to get a bigger picture. You're doing an excellent job of painting that picture, so thank you.
Okay. All right, so then we have the second person of Trinity, Eternal Son and Eternal Mother Son. We see those two as Cronus and Rhea. The Eternal Son is the second person of Trinity, and the first word spoken by the Universal Father, or the first expression of the Universal Father. His female counterpart is the Eternal Mother Son, and is mentioned in the Urantia book as having a part to play in the creation of the Creator Son. And the Creator Son is the local universe Father. But we think that the local universe Father, the one we mentioned as, administering and upholding the 10 million inhabitable planets in our local universe, that this local universe Father is also known as Zeus. We think that the local universe Father is Zeus. And we think that the local universe Mother, we think she is Hera.
And we'll get back to her in a minute.
Yeah, and we'll get back to her.
Get back to her.
Okay. And then going on to the third person of Trinity in the Urantia book, the Infinite Spirit and Infinite Mother Spirit, we see those two as Oceanus and Tethys.
Okay.
The Infinite Spirit, third person of the Trinity, is the action or the deed of the Universal Father. According to the Urantia book, it is through the action of the Infinite Spirit, third person of Trinity, that all the vast creation of universes and universe mechanisms take place. It is through the Infinite Spirit that all levels of reality are endowed with mind and mind function. All creation must evolve back through the Infinite Spirit to attain paradise and reunite with the second person of Trinity, Eternal Son, and then first person of Trinity going up, Universal Father.
Hercules, I just want to mention, too, that in the very beginning of our studies with the Urantia book, I was told that we were sponsored by the Infinite Mother Spirit. And that this really, this was really an experiment of hers, bringing us together. I mean, we're quite a different pair, believe me. And for her to bring us together is truly a miracle, but it worked out perfectly. But it was an experiment, we believe, and we were sponsored by her in the beginning. And when we do have the meetings with the local father and the local universe mother, usually the Infinite Mother is there, and she just beams because that these two, that this pair, are like her child, her proteges. She's just standing there just beaming and just so terribly proud of them and so loving toward them. And you can just tell that they are her shining glory, so to speak. But I just wanted to bring out that the Infinite Mother is the one who has been sponsoring us from the beginning.
Okay, thank you.
And so we'll go then a little bit further down then to the local universe father and the local universe mother, who we believe is Zeus and Hera. And it's and we conjectured that as the eternal mother sun is the parent of the creator sun, that would be second person of Trinity. Eternal mother sun is the parent of Zeus and Hera, or creator sun, in the Urantia book. So Cronus and Rhea are the parents of Zeus. And then, as the Infinite Mother Spirit, third person of Trinity, is the quote-unquote parent of the local universe Mother Spirit, or Hera, so Oceanus and Tethys are the parents of Hera. And then, finally, one other little point that I wanted to bring out before we discuss a little further.
Okay, and then we'll go to break when you bring out the point, and then we'll come back.
Okay. According to the Urantia book, when a local universe has been created by a local universe father and local universe mother, their firstborn offspring, their first offspring that they create is the bright and morning star. In our local universe, which is also called Nebadon, the bright and morning star is called Gabriel, that you hear about in the Bible, Archangel Gabriel. In the Urantia book, Gabriel is the firstborn of the local universe father and local universe mother. And the Urantia book mentions that he is the executive director of the local universe of Nebadon, in addition to being the firstborn. And we believe that Gabriel is Hephaestus, or the offspring, and Hephaestus being the offspring of Zeus and Hera. So there you have what we think are some real parallels, some God partnership parallels that maybe could be discussed further or explored a little bit more.
Oh, we're going to be unfolding this exploration through many shows, but today we're getting a much better broad picture, which is great. Before we go to break, let me add a personal connection to Hephaestus as well. I am a Lemnian Greek, and Lemnos is an island that whose civilization predates Greece. It was part of an earlier Pelasgian Empire. And Lemnos is the island where Hephaestus fell, and he had a forge on Lemnos. And there he made all the sacred items of the gods and all the items of power that appear in Greek mythology. And he had the three Cyclopses that were from an earlier age that helped to make Zeus's thunderbolts there.
The thunderbolts, yes.
Yes, and there's a town called Hephaestia, which are dedicated to Hephaestus, because Lemnos was Hephaestus' island, and he had his forge in a volcano. So I have the personal connection with Hephaestus.
Oh, my goodness.
The island of Lemnos is also where Prometheus stole the divine fire. He stole it from Hephaestus' forge and gave it to humanity. So in the earlier mythologies, there was a lot more going on than what is survived in the children's tales we honor today.
Right.
On that note, we're going to go to our break. Greetings, welcome. You're listening to the Voice of Olympus on Spiritual Unity Radio Network, and tonight's guests are Michael and Dianne Dunkin. And I'm excited to be listening to this information we're being blessed with. So, Michael and Dianne, the baton is yours again.
Thank you so much, Hercules. I just wanted to bring out a new idea that perhaps as we go through the evolution of religion, that we certainly have the same pantheon of gods up there. We just are calling them different names.
Yes.
So in future segments, I'd like to bring out some of the study that I have been doing, and this will be a lifetime of study, believe me. But my beginning study I've been doing is the local universe Father, Son in our Urantia book is, I believe, Yahweh.
Okay.
And Asherah is the local universe Mother. In other words, the local universe Father, Yahweh, the local universe Mother, Asherah. And if you look at the name of Asherah, Ashera, what do you have? You've got Hera in there.
Yes.
And of course, we have who is the local universe Father? He's Zeus. And who is the local universe Mother? She is Hera. So that is one study that I'm beginning to work on. And then the other one that I'd like to introduce, and maybe at some time we can explore it further, is the Egyptian. And I wanted to mention here that we have in the Urantia book, we have the Universal Mother. And in the Egyptian, we have her name is Isis. We have the Universal Mother in the Greek is Gaia. And then I just want to mention here we have Osiris, the Egyptian name for the god of the afterlife. And he in the Urantia book is the Infinite Father. And in the Greek, he is Oceanus. And I'll just give you one more here. We have, there's so many. Let me give you Zeus. My studies say that Amun-Re is Zeus. Zeus is the Greek, in the Greek religion, is represented in the Egyptian as Amun-Ra. In the Urantia book, Zeus and Amun-Ra are called the local universe Father or local universe Son. So it goes on, and it is just a fascinating parallel the Egyptian, the Greek, and then the Urantia book. And so it's been really an exciting journey.
This harkens back to the earlier theosophy during the Hellenistic age, which started with Alexander the Great and ended with Cleopatra. And then, of course, Rome carried on these traditions. So it's very exciting to be visiting that knowledge. But yes, Zeus and Amun-Ra were very closely associated in antiquity. There was an oracle in Libya that both Hercules of Thebes and Alexander of Macedon visited when they were trying to sort out their destiny. So it played a very important part in the unfolding drama.
And of course it was Zeus who was really speaking to him.
Yes. That's one of my favorite parts of Herodotus, where Hercules went there to get some advice or some insight on speaking with his father, and he didn't realize that he was talking to his father.
Exactly. Yes, and Cleopatra represented herself as Isis, Yes. She really believed she was a reincarnation of Isis. So I just feel that it all ties in, and it's hard for me to leave out the Egyptian because it's Zeus all over the place.
And as we've mentioned on other shows, there have been a lot of synchronicities tied with Zeus with all of us. So, but that will leave again for another show because I want you to have every minute I can give you to share this information.
Well, it's an exciting journey, and thank you for letting us join it with you.
Yeah, thank you for being so gracious, Hercules.
Oh, very much.
Well, my pleasure, my honor. My second guest hasn't called yet, so we'll just continue.
Very good. I would like to give you one more goddess here.
Okay.
Hathor. Hathor is the Egyptian name for, in the Urantia book, the local universe mother. And that's the one that we talk about so very much. And Hathor, the local universe mother, rules jointly with the local universe father. And she is a very important goddess in the Egyptian religion. So I wanted to leave you with her name because she's so important, Hathor. And, of course, we know who she is with her first letter of her name, H. That's Hera, our darling Hera. Zeus and Hera. Amon-Re and Ra and Hathor.
Hera
so
since
Zeus
antiquity.
and Hera.
Yeah, Hathor was the cow-eyed goddess,
yes.
and she was associated with Hera since antiquity as well.
Yes, the mother with the horns and the ears and the sun disk also too for Hathor. Yes, very beautiful. With music, she loves music and dance and all of the beautiful things of life and motherhood. So we hope that we will have a little more time so that we can explore all of these wonderful parallels with the Greek mythology pantheon.
One of the interesting aspects of our mutual explorations is the neo-theosophy that started with Blavatsky and continued into the I Am activity and Benjamin Cream and Alice Bailey and so forth. Because a lot of the concepts that were presented there were slightly different than what was given out in antiquity. But very, very interesting in terms of the new perspective, the new configurations gave. And I've been very fascinated with the rays and their Elohim and their archangels and their ascended masters and so forth.
Oh, yeah.
And when I was reading the Urantia book, I asked for some insight, and there was the number 7, again with the universes. So that started giving me a new way of understanding what I was reading as I made my way through the Urantia book, which will be a process that will take several years until I've absorbed all that. It's a lot of information. You had said that you had a friend within Share International, so you contacted them.
Yes.
What is the reaction there to the sixth revelation?
They are saying that they have learned recently, they had learned, I guess right before Cream's death, that the new Maitreya, that he would be in a new body, just like we are saying. So that right there is confirmed with them. They are saying that he is taking a new body, that the new body will be more of a composite of some races. Now, we are putting out that it is a Hispanic basic body, but it is of lighter hair and lighter eyes. And so that kind of goes along with what they're saying, more of a composite. Not the dark eye, but the lighter eye and the lighter hair, but still the Hispanic look. And they're saying 6'2", which is exactly what I have said. So there are some general things there. Also, they have said that Maitreya has said that 1.8 billion people are ready to accept his new messages of love and sharing. And I had gotten from the local universe father and mother, a few months ago, I'm asking Michael, I think it was a few months ago, that I got 1 billion plus. Now, I think I'm really in the ballpark there with them on that, too. So
Wow.
I think that we can certainly share, and that's what this gentleman has said, that, well, what we're going to do is we'll share each other's information. And but the problem is his information is cut off as of October 24th, 2016, where we are getting this almost daily.
I'm very excited. My second guest just called for the second part of the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. And how can folks learn more about all the wonderful work that both of you are doing?
Well, it's a lifetime. It's going to take a lifetime to do all these parallels, really.
Well, yes, we have some information on your website, which you've been very gracious to give us some space on your website. People can learn a little bit about our ministry. We have a little bio there on your website, so thank you, Hercules, for that. And you also announce our thank you. And you also announce our World Peace Prayer on there, our monthly Urantia book, Worldwide Prayer Circle for World Peace. Thank you for that. Our next one will be on May 26th at 10 p.m. Pacific. That's May 26th this month at 10 p.m. Pacific. That's a Friday. That'll be our next scheduled World Peace Prayer. So
awesome.
wherever you are in the world, whatever faith, say a prayer or a positive thought for world peace. And we also have a YouTube channel. If you
awesome.
just thanks. Yeah, we have about 16 videos on there. Most of them are Urantia book inspired, and a couple of them of our new ones now talk about the magisterial mission and the Father's 10-year plan. And you just type in my name, Michael Dunkin, MichaelDunkin, and my email is michaeldunkin1@hotmail.com. MichaelDunkin, the number 1@hotmail.com.
Very awesome. I will create links to those from your page, and as I noted in the last show, the next step is going to be to give everybody their own web page with links. So I will be working on that this month, so emails and telephone calls will be going back and forth while that happens. Thank you so much, Michael and Dianne. Always an honor.
All right. You too.
Thanks. Thank you.
Be well. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Spiritual Unity Radio Network. Join us 7 nights a week for exciting programming covering a variety of expressions of faith. And remember, all manifestations of the divine are equally valid.